And right now, I'm joined by the owners of Miller's Cafe in Houston, Texas, one of my hometowns. And you guys are looking forward to a silver lining, hopefully. But I really want people to know that Miller's is a community staple in Houston. And it's not just a business to you all, it has a deep family legacy.
Yes, it does.
Right, right. This is my family business. I was literally born into it. My grandparents, Bob and Regina Miller, they opened it back in 1980. And over the years, they've handed it down to their daughters. And then my mother, Ginger Miller, has handed it down to us. And we have been responsible for keeping this restaurant going during one of the hardest times we have ever faced in the last 41 years of business.
In the last 41 years of business, Jessica, I can almost feel the emotion in your voice. I can tell that this means so much to you. What has it been being a business owner and carrying the family legacy through such a hard time?
This has been difficult. This whole year has been so hard on everybody. We've all just had to take it one step at a time. And, I sympathize for everyone and everything that we've gone through this year. I know that this virus is real, and I know that people have lost their lives. And I have friends who have lost family members, and I have family members who have gotten the virus and recovered from it. And I know that that's difficult. But we've lost a business over this. We've lost a restaurant that literally took care of me and my family and fed my children for 15 years. And I feel like I can speak for a lot of small business owners when I say that we have spent countless nights this last year crying, trying to figure out how we're going to pay our bills, how we're going to pay rent that month, whether we have to take out a loan against our house or borrow money or, pawn jewelry. And it's been difficult.
It's been scary.
It's been scary. All of it has been scary.
I know a lot of times from the outside looking in, we just see the business, right? But I think it's important for people to see the faces and the family behind the business. This is something that's affecting not only you, but you take care of people, your employees.
Yes. I mean, we have a family of 15. Okay, we've had 4 locations, and now we're down to 3 because our downtown location closed. We have 15 family members just in our Miller family and children that we're taking care of. And on top of our 25 to 30 employees that we have with all of these restaurants and their families.
They've all worked for us for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
This is a big family thing. This isn't Whataburger. This is literally mom and pop taking care of mom and pops, take care of mom and pops.
And now, Jonathan, I know that you all have been strictly following guidelines since the start of the pandemic. And just like around the country, not everyone is in agreement. Talk to me a little bit about what happened at Miller's Cafe back in January.
Well, back in January, we were in the height of coming out of Christmas and New Year's, and everyone was really following all the orders pretty well. So we're requiring people to wear masks, just as usual. I guess we had some people come in who claimed that they had 20 people in their party, which we can't even allow 20 people to sit at one party. And then they said they all had medical issues, and we just told them that we wouldn't be able to accommodate them. Well, after that, they proceeded to grab all their flags and march 20 of them all in front of our doorstep to block entrance from other guests from coming in, and chanted boycott Miller's for about an hour. That's a mandate. That's something that we don't have any control over. This is something that us, the industry, bars and restaurants, have had to abide by this entire year, and we have done with grace and ease, and we've caught in confrontation left and right from customers. So this incident, whatever their meaning behind it was, it wasn't valid in my opinion at that time period because of the mandates and everything.
That's something to think about as a patron of small business owners. It's not the fact that you want to follow guidelines, but it's the fact that sometimes people are in disagreements for things that are completely out of your control, right?
Right.
Yes, 100%. This is we have tons of oversight, not from a federal, the state, the city, the health department, and then all of our own personal safety precautions that we're doing to make our employees feel safe, because we stayed operating, at least in this location, throughout the pandemic, and it wasn't easy, but we did it. We did it without a single outbreak, and we're going to continue to persevere.
Now you say that they say every dark cloud has a silver lining, right? And a lot of people are hoping that maybe there's a light at the end of this tunnel very, very soon, fingers crossed. But really big news coming out of Texas. Governor Greg Abbott has decided to reopen the state to 100% beginning next week. As a small business owner, you just shared your story about how you were continuing to have the mask mandate. You had some pushback in the area. What are your thoughts on this, and what will Miller's Cafe do to kind of adjust to this new normal?
Well, to touch on how we're going to move ahead, we're going to have our employees still wear masks. We're going to encourage our guests to wear masks. We're going to continue with the same sanitation procedures, and we're going to keep our tables pretty much where they're at because they're pretty socially distanced enough, and we feel comfortable with that. But as far as policing our guests when they come through the door, we're no longer going to do that. We're going to leave that option up to them, because this is a choice, a matter of freedom of choice, a matter of American sovereignties, a matter of us being able to govern ourselves. And people that have this negative connotation over Abbott's choices really aren't in the industry. This is something that this mandate was not even enforced by our own police officials. And now that the mandate's been lifted, if you think that I'm going to expect my employees to police people walking in the door when this is a matter of choice, a cultural issue, a matter of respect and personal accountability,
Freedom,
rather than a political stance, then you've got me messed up. I'm going to allow people to do and feel the way that they feel. And honestly, people, this is where it comes down to, is personal accountability. If you feel sick, don't go out to eat. If you feel uncomfortable, wear a mask. We encourage everyone to wear a mask. I personally will still wear a mask. But as far as me telling people what to do, this is Texas, and we don't do that here. And it's time that everyone gets behind Governor Abbott and be thankful that he's giving back our personal liberties rather than us being thumbed down by someone that we don't even see or interact with in this industry.
And I kind of want to take things backwards just a little bit, because I really want the viewers who are not local in Houston to get an idea of how much of a staple Miller's is. So back in January, when all of these protests took place, you actually received a lot of support from community leaders.
Yeah, we got an outpouring. I mean, Mayor Turner blessed us with his presence. We still, the chief of police come, and we still continue to feed the city hall members, all the police come and eat with us every single day, the DAs, and we support them. My stance, though, with the way Turner and Hidalgo feel about this is that, look, you're from Houston. You know about the tunnels underneath downtown?
I am from Houston. I grew up in Northwest Houston, but I am familiar, yes.
Okay, our location is in the tunnels in downtown. It's a whole economy in itself. It's a mall that's down there with hundreds of restaurants and retail locations. It provides services to all the oil and gas industry that occupy the towers in downtown. That economy down there has almost 100% evaporated. All the businesses down there had to close, including ourselves.
Yeah.
And so when the protest happened, we got so much outpouring and support from everyone for us upholding the mandate, but it wasn't about that. We were just following the rules, and people saw that and came out to support us.
and it was amazing.
And now we just want to get behind what everyone else feels but is afraid to say. We just want to give you the choice again. If you want to lock down your home and not go out, then that's your choice. If you want to wear a mask or not, that's your choice. If a business wants to require you to wear a mask, that's their choice too. But let's all come together as a community and make these choices together rather than being divided down these two irrelevant colors.
I feel that over the last year, people have been conditioned enough. They have been trained to know how to keep themselves and their families safe. And it's about time that we start trusting one another, that we will make the right choices to keep ourselves safe. And that if at any time we feel like things are getting out of control, especially in our restaurant, now we have the choice to make the proper decisions for ourselves.
Yes.
And that's
key.
cool. Yeah.
That's key in operating a business.
Jessica, Jonathan, any final thoughts that you would like our viewers to know?
Guys, this is time together that we step out of this bubble of fear. And if Texas has to lead the march, then I'm willing to carry the flag and do this together. But let's stop arguing with one another and support us. Let's get through this. Let's leave 2020 in the past. It's been a year. Let's try to make an effort.
And thank you all so much for joining us.